How's it going, guys? Trader Neil here, back at you with another video. So today I'm going to be showing you guys a stream I did in Unity Academy. Pretty much I go over Bitcoin, ETH, Solana, a bunch of altcoins. And so in today's stream, I pretty much talk about where I see Bitcoin and alts going over this weekend and maybe next week too. And pretty much just talk about my thoughts on the overall market. And I think you guys will really like it. If you guys like this video and like my content, I would very much appreciate it if you could subscribe to my channel at Trader Neil here, like this video, and of course, hit that bell icon so you don't miss any of my future videos. I would really appreciate it. All right, guys, enjoy. We'll go ahead and take a look at BTC first. After that Asia session dump, BTC here, coming down to fill this wick. I'm not super interested, guys, in trying to determine, like, let's just say how accurate of a wick fill is needed, because this wick is so different on so many exchanges, you know? So, like, which one matters is the question, and I don't think it's to a point where I don't think you should really have to worry about it. If I were to just tell you one exchange where I think it would matter more than any other, it would be Coinbase, and here the whole wick has been filled. So, like, it's done in my opinion, pretty much. But anyways, like, I don't think it really helps that much anyways, because looking at BTC on the chart here, you know, so far, guys, we had a pretty bad daily close yesterday. I mean, I guess you could consider it to be right at our August lows, but today's daily close already not looking so hot. Looks like a range breakdown of this range. And so for me personally, like, for Bitcoin longs, it's on the harder side to try to determine where we want to be looking now at this point. Anchored VWAP from these lows in April, we're below it currently, below the daily 200 moving average. I will say, if you look at the 2-day chart here, guys, if I were to tell you guys one place where I would be truly looking for a Bitcoin bottom, it would be here at the 2-day 200 moving average. You don't even need the EMA 200, just the SMA is totally fine to me. You can keep both on the chart, doesn't really matter. But throughout the bull market, this MA has held up as support, and currently that is sitting at about $97,000. I know that seems like a far ways down, but just think about it. In the last 2 weeks, Bitcoin has dumped 16%. So current price to that level is only 9%. So we're technically 2/3 of the way there already if we were to go down and retest it. My thing is one thing that is starting to interest me in terms of finding a potential Bitcoin bottom. First, we have some 4-hour bullish divergence all the way up to the 12-hour here potentially. If Bitcoin, for me, like, look at the potential double bottom here on the 12H. Interesting. Doesn't mean that we're bottomed by any means, but just something to keep in mind. You want to see some higher time frame divergences like that form. I think personally we have a very clean and validation for higher prices now on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin can really get back above this imbalance level, it doesn't even have to retest it. But if we saw something like that, no guarantees again on the retest, could even get like a very shallow pullback before higher. But something like that is your bull scenario, is getting back above this zone. Above at least like 108, 109. Okay? That's like the bullish scenario here. If that happens, which I wouldn't be surprised at this point if we start to see at least some relief. If we do get a bounce like that, then I will start to look at least Monday highs here at 115, maybe even all the way up to about 119. Get Monday highs on here. So that's like the bullish scenario if we start to reclaim some of those levels. If not, guys, I think the next logical area, if we continue lower, is 100K next. We've got daily and weekly support sitting right at $100,000 900. And technically on the Bybit chart, that is a full wick fill. So essentially that's where I'd be looking for a larger bounce if we come lower. Under that, next bounce area at 97K, guys. Wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin ends up reclaiming, but if not, then I could even see Bitcoin grinding out this zone for a bit and then doing something like that. We might be in for some ranging. Who knows? The only way you can play this, though, guys, that is on the safer side, because we never know what's going to happen, is to wait for the reclaim here to go long. Otherwise, you're just longing in a resistance. You got to either wait for that, or I think the wick fill here at around 100K. Let me see if the weekly 50 is there for sure, actually, because I think it's there, but let's see. I guess actually the weekly 50 is at our daily and weekly right now. So I'll actually write that there instead. We have a lot of support at that level. So to be honest, like if I were to set any sort of limit longs for BTC lower, it would be here. All right. So, good question. Do I think the macro top is in on BTC? So, personally, whenever it comes to deciding macro tops, things like that, it's difficult to decide here whether a quote-unquote macro top is in until we have any sort of weekly structure break. For me, it's going to be right at that 100K level. There's so much confluence there. And so, like, really, if prices does start to close under there on the weekly, to me, that's a pretty good sign that weekly top is in. I would be, if we closed under there, I wouldn't be surprised to see something like this over time. Like, it's looking eerily similar to what we saw over here in this double top scenario, technically. We don't have the structure break yet, so not trying to say that this is my base case scenario, but it's just something to keep in mind. I think it's more so like this. See how easy it is to conceptualize our uptrend here. Yeah, we could probably do a rising channel as well. A parallel channel here. Sorry guys, almost got it adjusted here. Probably something like that. So again, uptrend is still intact here. I would say probably that scenario, or gonna guess something like that. I still think it's possible for literally either of these to happen. October really disappointed so far. Yeah, I mean, for the first week of October, things were good all the way up until October 7th. I don't know if you guys remember, but literally the day that October began, we started pumping. So for the next week, people were very, very happy about October and very optimistic about it. We'll see what happens, guys. We still have 13 days left of the month. We still have 2 weeks. You guys know in 2 weeks in crypto, a lot of shit can happen. From our high, our last all-time high, 60% down to today, it has been pretty much, I would even consider it to be less than 2 weeks, because our last all-time high was on a Monday. So truly, it's been only like 12 days. Things can happen quick in crypto, guys. All right. So yeah, I mean, this is what I'm looking at on BTC now. I don't have any other strong biases right now, though, guys, besides the reclaim first on Bitcoin or lower. Hey guys, just a quick word from me and the team at Breakout Prop Firm. So I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Breakout Prop Firm, the only prop firm out there that I trust for my subscribers and my students to be able to trade with. If you guys aren't familiar with prop firms, you can essentially use them to be able to trade with much higher capital than anyone might be able to if they have limited funds. And so with Breakout, you can get all the way up to $100,000 account size, guys, with either a 1 or 2 step evaluation here. Pretty much with the evaluation, guys, you just have to pass the evaluation. They got the goals here very clear on their website with the goals, losses that you have to stay above to be able to pass. And then after that, guys, you can literally be trading with up to $100,000 of Breakout's funds to take your own trades with, just for the small evaluation fee. All you guys have to do to sign up out here, go to breakoutprop.com, and sign up with my code right here. You guys can use it, get a nice discount on your evaluation. And just FYI guys, if you are interested in purchasing a Breakout account right now, me and the team at Breakout are cooking something special for you guys. And so all you have to do for the next 2 weeks, if you want to win a potential Breakout account, we're giving away 5 10K accounts here guys. All you have to do is use code 8N1DFX at checkout, and the bigger account size you buy, the more entries you have in the giveaway. You will be automatically entered after you purchase your first evaluation. So if you are interested in potentially winning a 10K eval, just buy an evaluation and you'll be entered in the giveaway. If you win, they will email you. All right. Taking a look at Ethereum next. Let me take my volume profile all the way. Let me draw one more volume profile here. Take it from this impulse candle to current price. Yep, I think that one looks good. All right. So on Ethereum here, we had a pretty much full retrace of this week's move. And so far, we're getting a bounce at the golden pocket fib from last Friday's wick low to Monday highs here. 886 there too. We've got a bullish bat slash Gartley type thing. If you guys are looking to get bullish on ETH, to me, it is very clear that ETH has got to get back above this zone that it currently rejected off of. BTC, ETH, Sol all are in places right now where they're all at resistance, and I would not be longing anything. Because right now, unless these kinds of areas get flipped, at least something like that, I'd be looking for another test towards these lows. Maybe a full wick fill before a bigger bounce. I think personally, you could be taking this long on ETH if we got it towards Monday highs. Be looking for something like that, or I'd be looking for something like this. The flip and the reclaim there. We don't get that. Let's start looking on the higher time frames here on Ethereum. So far ETH weekly structure is still intact as long as it's closing above 3,500. Of course, ETH doesn't look as good if it starts closing under about 3,800. Big support and resistance level in the past, as you guys can see. Closing under there has led ETH all the way down to, on the weekly, pretty much to about 3,000 bucks. So as an ETH bull, we really want to see, honestly, one of these long scenarios play out. The reclaim or the retest here, anything to get ETH back above 38.66 or so, really. Because I don't want to see ETH close with a lower candle than that. Really, like, I'm kind of grasping at straws here, to be honest, guys, because it's really this whole weekly zone that you don't really want to see closures below, if I'm being completely honest, under 40.89, which, I mean, technically isn't that far from price if ETH can start picking up here. But yeah, it's 40.89 and above looks way better. Closing weeklies under there, I'm going to be completely honest, it's very, very likely that we see $34.89 and $3,000 again. Level to level, guys. Just play it level to level. That's all you can do. You could literally just rebuy Ethereum if it closes the weekly above 40.92 and just play it that way. You don't have to just bag hold this. If this closes the weekly under this zone, I wouldn't just continue to just bag hold. Okay. All right. I know energy's a bit low out there. I know it's whenever we have, honestly, guys, whenever we have over a week of bearish price action and most people just seeing charts go down and down every day, it's a bit demoralizing for folks. If I were to say one thing about it, that's really how things are right now. But you know, things always moving in cycles, especially the crypto markets. So things will pick up again. I'm just waiting for it. Solana here, actually putting in a slightly higher low potentially than weekend lows. Not bad. Let's see. Did Solana close the daily under the 200? No, it actually bounced. Damn it. It bounced exactly at it. Oh, that's a perfect long opportunity. How did I miss that? Solana loves bouncing at the daily 200. Oh, fuck. Yeah, this was an easy long overnight. This literally hit at 3 a.m., so it was tough to find new opportunities, to be honest. But that right there, good bound zone for Solana. Your ex loved bouncing as well. Well, she must not love bouncing enough on you, bro. I'm sorry. I'm just kidding, man. I'm just kidding. Yeah, so Sol here, so far actually just range bound as long as 173 holds on the daily. So to me, Sol is actually one of the cleanest invalidations you can get whenever you're buying this asset. Again, Sol just completely range bound on the daily, guys. 250s, lows at 124, and then this mid zone between 173 and 183 has been a good bounce place for Sol over the past couple months. Sol continues to close above 173. I think it's okay. Close below there. I think your next stop is immediately 157 and then 145. Daily level down here, 131. Value area low. All these levels. All right. So boom. Under 174, this is where you're looking. Above 174, back to Monday highs, to be honest. Could very well possible get a move all the way back up here. Actually really liking what I'm seeing right now on these lower time frames on Sol. I'm not going to lie. If you guys want to try a cheeky long with me, this is what it'd be. Literally hourly close back below 181 and I cut this. All right. Sol ETF got approved. Wait, for real? Just now, am I longing into a news event? I hope not. I'm looking right now. No, I don't think so. Wait, the SEC has approved 21 shares Form 8A for Solana spot ETF 24 minutes ago. I don't know. I don't think that's let's say, noteworthy enough. Good downtrend break here. Let's see what happens, guys. Invalidation's super clear. You close the hourly back under 182, then its gross probably comes all the way down to 178 at least again. Stay above here, maybe we get a push. Let's see. Yeah, Trump is a little weasel, man. Oh, for sure. All right, guys. Throw me some coin requests. Yeah, we'll take a look at USDT dominance too. Let's do that first. So this is your weekly area for USDT dominance that we do not want to see closures above. Weekly closures above 5.24% lead to another move up here on USTD. I would say that's probably about lining up at that $96,000 zone on Bitcoin. And then, of course, for alts, guys, like, they're going to get hit pretty hard if this pumps to 5.87. And so, yeah, that's like, if we close the weekly above 5.24, going there next. Very likely we see that next. But for now, this is resistance on USDT dominance. It is rejecting at resistance, which is good. We want to see that. Ideally, USDT dominance rejects here, comes back within this range. It's bullish right now. I will not lie to you guys. You don't even have like 4-hour bearish divergence or anything here. But it is rejecting off resistance. So if we want to see long succeed, this right here would be the ideal scenario. Eventually, hourly trend probably breaks here. Filling most of this wick it's already done. One second, guys. Let me turn these fibs in a color we can all see. Just hit the 75% fib there. I like that. And then let's take a look at lower time frames. Okay, good. Lower time frames, obviously inversing cryptos, rejecting off 15-minute trend here. As long as market structure stays bearish on the 15-minute, scalp longs are okay. So pretty much anything below 5.12%, scalp longs are okay. You just had a new pivot form there. All right. So yeah, that's pretty much it on USDT dominance, guys. We want to see this reject from here and continue lower. ENA is a good one to be looking at today. I know some people asked for this. ENA here. Let me get rid of these squiggles. Starting to show some resilience in the market, which I like. Honestly, guys, if ENA flips back above these Monday high pivots, which I do really like that ENA is trying to, let's just say, like, the way that it is trying to pivot here is interesting to me. If it can get back above 476, I will really start to like what I see. Like above there on the daily, really good things happen for ENA. Now, if you want to take the bearish stance here on ENA, I will be completely honest with you. You could try a short to fill this, to potentially fill this wick. I think that's kind of crazy. I don't think the wick will be filled on Binance actually, but come back down to these lows. I mean, I could see it. This is like the point of maximum opportunity if you're a bear on ENA. The only reason why I wouldn't take this is because cryptos have been beaten down so hard. So if everything catches a bid, at least like a relief bounce, I do think ENA, because it's already outperformed when everything else has bled, 9% up on a day when everything has been hit pretty hard is impressive. So if this ends up, if markets, like I said, if crypto, for example, if Bitcoin literally reclaimed that zone I was talking to you guys about here, this 109 zone, ENA is probably going to rip at least to this breakdown zone up here. So, like I said, if you are bearish on this market, I think this is a good short. Personally, I'm staying away from this, but I see the setup. It's clear. If you are long Sol with me, just looked at like scalps like that, especially ones I give in the live. Just looked at TP at about 1R on them. Yeah, I'm still holding my ENA spot too. So this was a pretty rough dump. I'm holding a lot of my, like, any of my spot bags that didn't hit TPs. I think there's like 3 of them. I still have them. I'll probably look to unload or at least de-risk on a bounce on the markets. All right. Cool. I'm going to choose a couple of your guys' requests here. Zcash was one. Yo, how many people here, just wondering, besides me, how many people got into Zcash before everyone else was talking about it? Because we literally caught Pico bottom on here before everyone was talking about it. Of course, Did I expect us to see a 530% move from entry? No. I took everything out here at 250%, but that's still pretty insane. Oh, you closed B because it moved slow. It did take I literally took 2 weeks to play out, so I get it. Anyways, looking at Zcash now. Start on the 4 hour here. So Zcash pumping into 4 hour downtrend here, I will say. I don't know, this kind of looks like it might be cooked for a bit. We'll see. I'm not going to say that because this thing loves to run. It would be really nice to see this come down to the 886. Look at that 4 hour FVG fill too. I think personally, something like that is valid for me. Let this thing cool off a little bit, honestly. Keep an eye on Pump Fun as well. 4 hour bullish divergence here on Pump. And one thing that I do like here is good uptrend here on Pump. I like that. This looks pretty good. I'm not going to lie to you guys. What I will say, if you want to just wait for like that divergence to play out potentially, i.e. like you don't want to long into a lower high, I think you can wait for something like this. You can wait for the 4 hour structure shift at least and try to catch the retest. Something like that. All right, Hyperliquid here. Man, unfortunately, guys, like Hype not looking super hot. Let me pull up a chart that has more data. I think the KuCoin chart has a lot of it. Let's take an anchored VWAP from this low. Okay, interesting. I like that. Obviously, very good confluence here with previous SR. I don't like the lower high here at 42, but a lot of coins put in lower highs, like Sol, for example, looks very similar to this structure. Let's see if it's let's see what the weekly looks like. Weekly divergence played out here, which is good. Let's look at the 5-day. Okay. Let me take 2 volume profiles as well, and then I'll decide here. Oops. Okay. So, to me, on Hype, I think spot in this zone or buying in this zone is fine because pretty much anything under here is like a death sentence for Hype. I guess let me last thing, let's do the golden pocket. Maybe you see, like, even if it lost its own, maybe it deviates at the golden pocket. It's kind of tough to say, if I'm being honest, guys. I don't think it's enough confluence for me to like it that much here, especially with this blow off top thing. If I'm being transparent, this is your zone that you got to see held on Hype. Lose that, and I think this is cooked. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed that stream. Hope you learned a lot. Let's see what the crypto markets bring us over the weekend. Have a great Friday, and I'll catch you guys for another video very soon. Trader Neil out. Peace.